Our next group is the epitome of cool. Really. They are the pulse of hip, whose mission is to elevate, edutain, and enlighten through their words and their work. The work of Collective Purpose is centered on connecting and strengthening the community through providing opportunities for people to engage in dialogue. Our hope is for people to gain an appreciation and understanding of the arts, not just as entertainment, but as a movement that has the power to affect, heal, and transform our community. From San Diego, please welcome Collective Purpose.
Good afternoon, Bruce.
How y'all feeling? Okay. Y'all getting warmed up. Give it up for the youth that just came up here and performed. Just beautiful. Made me want to come cut a little rug, but I'm not going to expose y'all that today. But my name is Kendrick. The name of the group is Collective Purpose, and we are spoken word artists. We go around, we do workshops, we do lectures from elementary to college, the whole nine, just dealing with diversity, dealing with culture, dealing with history. And we try to, make it entertaining, because we understand that if you can bridge together the education and entertainment, it really helps, sink into the memory. So we're going to get ready and get started, but before we do, I need to kind of get y'all in the mindset of what's about to happen. We host a venue called Elevated. So whenever anybody gets up here and says, "How do you feel?" you say, "Elevated." Okay? Okay, I'm talking to a bunch of people, and I kind of expect a response, if that's okay. Okay, all right. How do you feel? Okay, Boost, we with it. We with it. Y'all there. I ain't even usually got to do it like 2 or 3 times, but y'all was like, y'all there. Okay. Well, real quick, I want to introduce y'all into some of these other performers. First, we're going to have Mr. Rudy Francisco. Come on up here, Rudy. Give it up for Mr. Rudy Francisco. Good friend, brother. He been in school for like 30 years, and he barely 25. Like, education. Next, we have Miss Succinct. She's stepping in for Mr. Ann Black. She's our sister in love, and she just really helps contribute another side to this. And back here, we have Mr. Roger on keys. Give it up. Say hey. We got Mr. Rashadi G on drums. And we got 600 Jason Bennett on bass. So give it up one time. We just about to just go in. We just hope y'all feel us, stay with us, and see y'all in a minute. That was for me. I kind of like to get in the spirit, you can't just go into a place. Sometimes you got to create the mood, so they did that for me. But real quick, for this first piece, can y'all help me out? Yeah? All right, when I point to y'all, all I need y'all to say is how many different ways. Okay? Y'all got me? All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and that was not the way. That was not the way. With a little rhythm, you know, all together, you know, on maybe they need a beat. Can you just give them a beat? We just can go in. Hold on. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and we're gonna go back to elementary with it, okay? All right, we're gonna go together. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and how many different ways can I say I'm hot? Can I say you not? Can I rock the spot? Can I say I run the block? Hip hop started out in the heart. I said hip hop started out in the park. I said hip hop has always been my homie. We went to school together, lived in a duplex around the corner from Coolhurst merry-go-rounds. Set the background for James's Brown breakbeat blocks, where it's known for selling bootleg products and running from the cops. Tells me all the time, it doesn't matter if you live in a mansion, a house, an apartment, or a project tenement. You see, they all hold the same sentiments. A home is still a home as long as love is there to feel it. That's why I love hip-hop. It can take whatever you're thinking, whatever you're missing, and feel it. Make it its own urban, classical, R&B, countrified experience. Hip-hop is like musical food. And since I like chicken, I want you finger licking it. How many different ways can I say I'm hot? Can I say you not? How many? Can I rock the spot? Can I say I run the block? Yesterday, I took a trip to BK that made me reevaluate the nutritional value of beef. I ordered a Whopper. One bun was Biggie, one bun was Pac, and in between, there was beef. After I ate it, I had a bad dream that there was a movement. On one side stood W.E.B. and on the other was Booker T. And in between, there was beef. So I stopped eating it, turned into a veggie eating philanthropist, started eating every meal with spinach and cream. You know why? They say cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Figured I could spend it on my people, make them stronger. Now, I'm living in the steeple when they calling me a preacher, but I don't even use to preach to. I do this to my people, but if I don't make a profit from spitting this knowledge, then my people can profit from this poetical preaching prophet. They'll only see me as lawless, soon to be locked up, Biggie and pocked up, so I chose to shock you. Set out to change the world with a wish that was lyrical. Made sure God's word plays my lyrical material. Now God's backing me, and I'm spitting miracles. Asking simple little questions like, can I say I'm hot? How many? Can I say you not? How many? Can I rock the spot? Can I say I run the block? I found hip-hop on Sunday morning, walking with Jesus, stomping with Kirk Franklin, but that was just after I saw her Saturday night, up in the club, shaking and fast and watching herself. Friday, she was in some apple bottom jeans, boots with the furs, had the whole club looking at her because she was getting low, low, low. Thursday, I heard hip-hop and boots telling everybody to keep their head up, but that was just after hump day. Driving home after work, I heard hip-hop on the radio. He was saying, I said, Buster, we and your girl rolling in the daylight. Is this rolling? Well, if your man babysit, say what you gonna say. You gonna tell that brother? Due to the nature of this program, we will not be passing the Cavassier. You see, on Tuesday before we passed the Cavassier, I had to say, today was a good day. Plus, nobody I know got killed in Southeast SD. But on Monday, hip-hop made a song that said I could touch the sky, so I decided to try to do more than just get by. But on Sunday, hip-hop was back in church and the pastor asked it, hip-hop, what are you doing in church? And this is what he said. I got a heart, a mind, and a spirit to formulate this flow in enough street smarts to know that before I found Jesus, hip-hop had my soul.
Hello.
Is that all right?
How you feeling? That's right. He is young, black boy, broken by the gavel of gravity. His hands, weathered by clocks counting hand-me-down minutes. He is a corner kid. There are no roads that lead out of his hell. Swallowing the heavens and stealing God's seat, he is a pusher. Selling dreams in tied baggies, retailing them for quarters, nickels, and dimes. There was never any mother singing joyous happy birthdays, no fathers for baseball, rather freebasing for birthdays, and playing hide-go-seek with mothers who missed companions and fathers who were far too comfortable with violating the innocent you see. This boy has been a man since he pressed firm feet against an empty womb. Lynched by umbilicals, he hangs, swaying in the cooing breeze of those forgotten before him. Toes barely scraping the surface of his purpose. And the sky keeps a stronghold, while concrete street corners grab for his soul. He is a subject, a statistic, a forgotten code in the cipher, a charity project. He is a homeless face, judged by minions, brought down by God to enforce a law that was made for him to fail at every attempt to leave this place. There are no fountains of youth to wash the residue from his skin, ink forging life's signature in vain, giving him an identity recognizable only when he is asleep, silent, handcuffed, shot, or just a faded memory. He is Oscar Grant, Kevin Dinwiddie, Timothy Thomas, Matthias Mayhorn, all predestined to be minorities on report. Damned to reign king of dilapidated lives until their fates are riddled with bullets, a common ending to too many stories told. His blood pools on pavements and payments paid for a life not lived are born to spiritless babies, birth bearing the ice of society on fresh earthly colored skin. Another city, just another street corner, just another name.
How you guys doing? Oh, well, that sounded like 20 people. How you guys doing? All right, that's better, I like that. Oh, what's going on?
I'm supposed to be up here with you, Rudy.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you. We got any strong women in the house? Okay. All right. Well, this is for y'all. Mama entered the world, started as a girl, looked up towards the moon and saw ocean, said what I gotta do to be like you. Baby, you woman, it'll come to you soon. Know that you are love, you embody everybody what it means. You heal with your heart, one day you'll be queen. You're just like your mama, and your mama is I. And that's your mama. She don't tell no lies.
You are the prefix to our first breath. And you breathe sunshine on days that are darker than the Great Depression. You whisper floodlight when rolling blackouts disconnect the power to our dreams. Men, we are like towers erected over crowded streets. Women, you are like the steel beams in the building that hold us in place, but often we forget that we can't stand without you. Sometimes we just don't remember that you hold the key that opens the entrance to the earth. We openly worship these earthly things instead of the gatekeeper that opened the door to let us in. So this poem, yo, this is for the strong women. Are there any strong women in here? This is for you. And this is for every woman who knows that it's far better to be single than have a man that will never understand your worth. Yo, this is for the women who are not afraid to cut a man loose if he's not doing his job. Yo, this is for the women who get hated on by girls with insecurities tattooed to their faces. Sweetheart, they hate you. They hate you because their confidence is crippled. They got handicapped thoughts and self-esteem has never, ever, ever been ADA compliant. This is for the strong women. This is for the women who will never dance half naked in a hip hop video because they understand how sacred their bodies are. This is for the women. This is for the women who look in the mirror and see the closest thing on this earth to God. I said this. This is for the women who remind me of my mother. Remember, you see, this world wasn't built for you. So if need be, you tear it to the ground, resurrect it in your image, and make sure that it's just as beautiful as you are. As you are. As you are. To me, she's like sassy jazz. Smooth and cool, but accented with just enough attitude that if you didn't know her, she may come across as rude. But that's just the real. That's how the fools get eluded, the stagnant acting gets attracted, and the players of hating get benched. Her soul hangs on strange fruit trees with her beloved abundantly lynched. She is that eye on the sparrow, focused, forever looking above and beyond, leaving behind decayed ways that strayed in the ways of false intent because they swayed when she went straight. So she don't need no hair blowing in the wind because she don't deal with no tricks, tracks, fake friends, and broken ends. Her strength lies in her roots. A good sale, the good book, and some cute boots. But not necessarily in that order. And for those that think you can't afford her, it's because she can't be bought. With her, you learn the truth from her eyes talking. She doesn't just walk with confidence in her stride, she glides. She glides like skates on ice in Chicago's Winter Supreme. She is the embodiment of her emotions and feelings. I mean, she's laughed, she's cried, she's walked and crawled, but she's always gotten back up no matter how far the fall. She's lived and died through hopes and dreams unseen and then repeated the sequence. She's reaped, she's sown, she's made mistakes, she's grown, she's leaned on, held up, and hated on. But most of all, she gives love. She gives love. Thank you, thank you. We're gonna keep it moving. Gonna invite this young lady over here to help us out with this next piece. Brianna, give it up for Brianna, y'all. She came to step on in with us. What's going on? How you guys doing? Y'all still good? Okay. Is it okay if we do like a love poem? Is that? Wait. Is it okay? Is it okay back there? Yeah. You're still with us? Okay. All right.
See, I've never been known to put my heart on paper, since I usually wear it on my sleeve. But every now and then situations come along, but this time it was you inspiring this song, If I
I'm gonna be honest. It's not often that I find myself eager to write about love. In fact, most of the time when I try, my hands cramp, just to show me how painful love can be. And sometimes my pencils break, just to prove to me that every now and then, love takes a little more work than you planned. See, I heard that love is blind. So, I write all my poems in Braille. And my poems are never actually finished because true love is endless. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not much of a love poet. See, but if I was to wake up tomorrow morning and decide that I really wanted to write about love, my first poem would be about you. About how I love you the same way that I learned how to ride a bike. Scared, but reckless, with no training wheels or elbow pads, so my scars can tell the story of how I fell for you. You see, I'm not much of a love poet, but if I was to wake up tomorrow morning and decide that I really wanted to write about love, my first poem would be about you. About how I love you the same way that I learned how to ride a bike. Like I said, scared. You see, if I was a love poet, I'd write about how I melt in front of you like an ice sculpture every time I hear the vibration in your voice, and whenever I see your name on the caller ID. See, my heart plays hopscotch inside of my chest. It climbs onto my ribs like monkey bars, and I feel like a child all over again. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a love poet. But if I was, I'd write about how sometimes I pray that God somehow turns you back into one of my ribs just so I would never have to spend an entire day without you. And I swear I'm not a love poet. But if I was, you know, my first poem, it would be about you. It would be about you.
See, I've never been known.
See, I've never really been known
My heart on paper.
to put my heart on paper.
But since I usually wear it on my sleeves.
I wear it on my sleeve.
But every now and then, inspiration comes along.
Inspiration comes along.
But this time it was you.
It was you.
Inspiring this song. If I
Give it up, y'all. Rudy Francisco. That wasn't Brianna, that was Roger. Roger on the vocals, okay. Well, better sing, Roger. You better sing. But this is Brianna. Yeah, let's go. If you want to snap your fingers, it's okay.
If we were never planted ankle deep and toenails had never fused with fossils of our past selves, would you still have met me here? I combed my hair perfect for you this morning. Made sure I let the sun know to kiss me a few extra times on each cheek and told Mother Nature to bloom her beauty just a few weeks early. There was never a time I felt Earth needn't rotate around you, so I made sure she followed your axis. You, center of my universe soul, I am raptured in keeping the winds at your north and south because I know how you hate to be crossed. I sweep up your dead memories and collect your tears underneath my nails and in my palms, so when you ask me how much I love you, back scratches and hungry hands serve as a reminder of what our legs tied in knots truly means. I lay myself over cracks in our foundation so you never falter in your flight. Wash the scent of cherry blossoms from your collared shirts. Feed your insecurities sweet nothings and wash your feet in my heart's silent sorrows in reverence of you. If I could, I would resurrect Zion, name you queen of promise and plant my love in every garden in case you ever wanted to consider me as comfort.
For the likes of you, the likes of you.
Dreamed of you, living like a lovesick fool. Nothing that I won't do
To be with you.
You came to me like the echoes of a whisper. Before you, I used to sing love songs that I've never heard about women that I've never met, but as soon as I heard your voice, I knew that you were the ghost of old love poems waiting to be rewritten with my left hand. Uncomfortable, like falling in love when you least expect it. Beautiful, like waking up next to an angel. And me, I've been lucky enough to experience both.
Of you, the likes of you.
Dreamed of you, working like a lovesick fool. There's nothing that I won't do to be with you.
Last night, when I kissed your forehead before our slumber, we prayed, we said goodnight, and I realized that Aaliyah was right. Age ain't nothing but a number. I started re-evaluating what Kanye meant by the good life. Cause to me, we're more comparable to Common and T.I. See, I know what it means to love someone more than life itself. Who would have thunk it? Who knew a song Mustafa would turn into love under the moon? We started sharing poetry and cleared their loons until the night when our spot became our spot. We got elevated. When you asked me how I felt, I told you we must have a collective purpose. So since then, we celebrated a couple anniversaries, created a lifetime of memories, and still, we have centuries worth of love to build. And it seems as if destiny has led us to cross paths. I may not be good at algebra, but I know basic math. Me plus you times God equals love forever. And you know what? I couldn't have dreamed of this any better.
I'm dreaming of you,
Traveling through my blues,
praying for the likes of you,
the likes of you.
Dreamed
Give it up for Brianna, y'all, for helping us out. We got one more piece we're gonna do for y'all, then we're gonna move out y'all way. We thank y'all for having us. We hope that you are having a wonderful conference and networking and meeting and exchanging ideas and fusing ideas. So this last piece, we just hope to leave you with a little bit more inspiration. It's called The Movement. So you can listen to these lyrics, but you won't understand them unless you're listening with your spirit. This blues felt movement is more than translucent. It moves like music, melodically, methodically. How odd it'd be if you didn't listen to this blues, this funk, this gospel, this jazz. Resonates in our hearts, spreads love to our mothers, resurrects our fathers to inspire the youth to use this music. Because this music is comprised of our prayers. But they took prayer out of school because they saw that we used it to get closer to our roots. So periodically we get down on our knees to come up with solutions to straighten up these screwed up views. But we must do more than sit in prayed up pews. We must supplement this with action. Eradicate the politicians' lawless jaw-jacking, because the only time they come to our section of the city is when they seeking affection because they back up for re-election. So we gon' move through the city like they'll beat through these lyrics, because that's when we can move.
In our movements to move the earth. As the hearse drives off without seeds of complacency, the basic needs of transformation are made shift from an underground solution to a physical revolution. And I'm talking to you if you are ready for an actual change, but not the kind of change that comes from breaking down dollars in the four quarters, but breaking down border-built walls that separate reality from humanity. I stand and speak truth. Our condition is my proof. Culturally kidnapped as a youth, I'm an actual reflection of you. And as a blues felt motion that's fueling your emotions, moon in the spirit of our ancestors, begging you to move. But you don't move, standing there listless as though your feet were permanently cemented to the bottom of the Atlantic. Stuck between your childhood and dreams, you are a walking middle passage. Your chest, a boasting call to freedom from proverbial nooses and Molotov cocktails so they cloak you. Provide you bullets so you can see you bleed red. Rob you of air until you hit cold blue and convince you to hustle white so you can get a piece of this green. This ain't no 40 acres, but you have become a mule stuck in this American dream. You are more than just a commodity. Don't believe the hype when the hype stands to profit from your spirit and your gifts are transformed from goals of gold to old slave souls sold. The world would have you believe that throwing a ball and writing empty rhymes to dance on top those strings of your ancestry's heartbeats will make you rich. So it's okay to repeat daddy's stories and die trying to speak your truth before you were hung in 1946 Georgia for Morse Ford Bridge and forgotten. Before you were drugged down backcountry roads and left in the Tallahatchie forgotten. Hop off your selling block because you have hustled your goods long enough. And that's when we can move. And our movements can move the earth. As the hearse drives off without seeds of complacency, the basic needs of transformation are made shift from an underground solution to a physical revolution. And I'm talking to you if you're ready for an actual change, but not the kind of change that comes from breaking down dollars in the four quarters, but breaking down border-built walls that separate reality from humanity. I stand and speak truth. Our condition is my proof. Culturally kidnapped as a youth, I'm an actual reflection of you. And there's a blues felt motion that's fueling your emotions, moving the spirit of our ancestors, begging you to move.
And we can try to move all we want to, but honestly, our wheels won't turn until we turn toward education. The emancipation of our minds leads to the freedom of our feet. And they've stabbed our thoughts and made our mouths scared to speak. And my legs get weak from carrying the weight of my thoughts every week, and I'm tired. I'm so tired of having to sneak knowledge behind the backs of the people who are supposed to teach us. And it felt like a lot of these people couldn't even reach us because they closed their hands too often. And it seemed like some just wanted to choke us until we stopped coughing, or convince us to carry coffins until the day that we're ready to rest in them. They didn't want to invest in them. They didn't want to see the best in them. Its potential scares them to death. So you know what they'll do?
What?
They'll convince the media to tell them how to think, how to feel, and how to dress. Then they'll rewrite all the books to make his culture a short breath in the respiratory system of history, making his greatness a mystery, because all he'll know is the misery described on the 50th page. It reads,
Malcolm, Martin, oh yeah, and black people used to be slaves.
but they won't talk about sweltering hot days and how picking cotton makes your fingers feel. They won't talk about women that traded their virtue for their family meals, and I bet you they'll forget to mention that they murdered Emmett Till and that public lynchings used to have mass appeal like
reality TV.
They won't talk about a woman named Isabella. Who? Left the house, 1843, 25 cents in a hand and no degree, and later on became Sojourner Truth. It hurts to know that some of these kids might never know the truth about James Byrd and Black Wall Street, because on our streets, all I see are empty vessels being auctioned off to the highest bidder.
Why are you so bitter?
I'm bitter because we got more stores that sell liquor than we do educational institutions. And while confusion runs rampant through the minds of my peers, they sit back and they watch us kill each other in the streets and they shed no tears.
But why are you so bitter?
Take a look at our situation. We got outdated facilities. We got outdated resources. We got outdated education, because they know in their hearts that once we are educated, that's when we can move.
Thank you. Thank you.